So my name is Benny. A little bit about me, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So means that I cannot settle down and I'm very busybody. So I'm a real estate investor myself, and I'm a speaker and trainer for the last 13 years. So some of the core marketers that you see in Singapore are all trained by me. I am marketing based. So most of the big names out there, you can trace their root back to me because my expertise is actually in marketing and conversion. So that was my base as well. And of course, I have the privilege to also speak to some of the orange tea agents and work with them to understand a little bit about orange tea in the past as well. Thanks. So quick one. I spent 13 years training in Southeast Asia from Taiwan, Guangzhou, Singapore, Malaysia. I built brands like Far Capital, who is now the biggest real estate community in Malaysia. I'm the executive producer of Qian Bu Yong San. So I hope you all watched that movie. Yesterday, a big news is that we managed to break through the box office of Qian Bu Yong Okay, so right now we are ranked 6 in Singapore box office history. So as a producer, I'm in charge of the scripting, the narrative, and of course, not to make real estate industry look bad, because the plot twist was supposed to be, I can tear away the OTP and then don't need to buy property. Then I tell Liang Dao, this one totally very cringe because nobody can just tear OTP. So we had to script the plot twist together to make it more real and more details as well. So I have a YouTube channel as well with my dear friend Chicken Genius. We talk about finance. So personally, I'm a real estate investor. I believe in real estate. 85% of my portfolio is swing to real estate and 15 is in crypto and stocks, because I live and breathe real estate. I believe that's the way that I can retire. And I think a lot of people will find stability in real estate. So this is my 5-bedroom Bali in a villa. We are about to complete. As you can see, it's still a little bit of mess in Canggu. We have about 6 hotels coming at District 1 in Vietnam. And about 5 going to 6 in District 7. So we have a hotel brand that we built and we acquire hotel and refurbish them. The brand is called Kin. I just sold a building of Canggu Hotel away to a China investor. So we invested in the building, we built it up, we sold away the hotel in Canggu. I started investing in real estate at 26. That's me, at 26 in Malaysia property. So my timing is very good, because after I invest, Malaysia went to property bubble burst. So immediately after that. So I have actually very bad feelings in real estate at the start, especially when the 3 other founders came to me as a marketing specialist, right? So I did my duty on 3 of them very deeply, because they say that they own 24 property. So just like what you see online right now, I did my duty to realize that they truly own it, not the random 1%, 2% thing, right? So I realized, oh my God, Singaporean can own multiple properties. So we started that partnership 7 years ago. I was their consultant. Then 1 year in, I was seconded to be part of the co-founder. That's why I'm part of the company right now. And of course, we own multiple properties in UK as well. Manchester is our playing field. So the skyline of Manchester, we probably are involved with more than about 900 units in Manchester, Deansgate area. Next. So this is us. We are currently 4,500 strong community member right now. Many of them are PMETs. Okay, so they are working professional. They are endowment plan people. They like endowment plan. They don't trust crypto. They don't trust stock market. And they are savers. So we really help a lot of people to at least figure out what their retirement look like. And it's been 7 years into the journey. And this is one of our event that's happening next week. It's called Market Leaders Summit. We do a closed door event where we do a market prediction about what's going to happen in the real estate world in the next 6 months in Singapore, where we spot the rise of industrial. We exited industrial earlier on because we know the price is starting to creep up already. We spot the resale gap, then the lender gap. And many of our community members right now, at least this year, have bought, have sold, right? And they went through at least 1 to 2 cycles. So that definitely helped us in our branding. Initially, we were very aggressive, and a lot of people have doubts, like whether industrial property really can make it or not. While yourself promote 20, 30-year lease project, you're sure really can work or not, right? So it was actually 38 years minimum. That was our criteria. So that was the earlier days. So I want to start by sharing why we are here today and why is it important in this partnership to me, right? Is that this is the bright real estate future of Singapore. You get it, right? So I'm a big believer. 85% of my portfolio is in real estate. Income generating asset that you cannot lie. everybody say it's same as REITs, but every one of us here know that as practitioner is very different from REITs. REITs don't get the capital appreciation because of the leverage. Singapore market pretty much to me is a close one eyes. If you buy wrong, just wait longer enough, you sure make money. That's just my take it, right? But of course, if you buy right, you can have a faster cycle. But the truth is, even though real estate market has been doing super well and doing really, really good, but that's not how the clients respond. At least that's our experience. So this is ChatGPT that I used last night. They churned out a frightening Singapore on a Singapore real estate picture. So you guys should be on board ChatGPT. Very, very good. Churn out an image in 30 seconds, right? So I was describing about the fear of Singaporean and real estate, right? Many of us are still living in an era whereby there's interest-only loan. We can flip options. And because of the financial crisis where there was very, very crazy margin call. So till now, people are still having the legacy of debt issue. They are very worried to get on debt. But we all know the world here is very different right now, right? There's TDSR, there's many things that's come in to curb the idea of over-leveraging. But I'm adding a few old people here because that saga really leave a big impact. Speaking to 4,500 graduates and 30,000 people, right, who have experiences I Quadrant before, this is one of the biggest common concern, right? That this era is very different from the past. It's a different game. Many of them still live in a world whereby, 10 years ago, I used to make money like that. Then they cannot let go that there's a new game right now. They keep insisting that they have missed the boat, right? And that's the current situation right now as we speak to people. Not that they don't like real estate. They think that they missed the boat. They think that loan is going to be dangerous. When COVID happened, they think that the whole Singapore is going to go on margin call, right? And that's the big concern that we are battling with right now as real estate practitioner, or at least for me, an advocate of real estate investment. Coupled with that, right, and we talk about the younger generation people, they have get rich quick option, like the recent boom of crypto and the ever-growing stocks market, right? And that makes real estate become a very interesting asset class that people don't consider. Because they'll be like, bro, I make crypto money, like I print money like in crypto in like the last 3 months. If you're invested in crypto, you all know what I mean, right? Like, what is real estate, man? Like, why do I want to make 5% rental yield? And we all know the returns are not 5%, but that's just how the market perceives, right? So we're combating with this battle right now to me, right? And that is to me a big mission, is that most of us know multi-millionaires either grow from real estate, higher buying real estate after that, right? But yet we have a new generation of people who do not believe in real estate. That is the big war. The war is not agent, the war is not consumer, the war is not lack of customer. The war is real estate is losing its ground. Yet, I know for sure that my big wealth was built by real estate all the way from more than 10 years ago, right? And this is really the current climate here. So, a very simple definition of what cannot be overcome, that we have helped 4,000 plus people overcome is this, is that I always say in my class that debt-free is not financially free. So my daughter is debt-free, but she every day asks money from me, right? So she is not financially free, right? And that is a big misconception. Many of them pour $300,000 cash to pay off their HDB, only to know that they cannot refinance, and that might not be the safest option for pouring money into it, right? Not the smartest way as well. Finally, they start debt-free, and then the next question they ask themselves is, hey, then how now? Now I got no more cash left, right? So the whole notion about appreciating debt is definitely not talked about deeply. They don't know how to calculate the risk. They don't understand the power of debt as well, right? This is just one perspective that in our program, we help to shift the mindset. That's why people are more open to taking bigger purchase in real estate, especially those who have buy a real estate and has been holding on for 15 years. They look at old glories. Wow, 15 years ago, I buy condo this price, leh. Now you tell me to sell and buy again. Are you crazy, right? Or they don't understand that they are having so much inefficiency because money are stuck in the real estate. So that is our role in I Quadrant, right? To stand as a consumer point of view, as an investor point of view, to really share with them what I do. Why do I rent where I stay and buy for highly optimum returns in Singapore real estate market? Not today, because of what's happening right now, but happening in the last 4 years ago. Why do I do that, right? And as a practitioner and an investor, they can then see from my eyes in a way that to them is unbiased, right? That, hey, maybe he's doing it. There must be something that's correct. So that's what we represent as a voice in the real estate sphere. Many often misunderstood that our voice represent snatching sales from agents, right? That's the misunderstood voice, right? The truth is, statistically tracking, less than 10% of our graduate transact with us. 90% go back to their trustable agent and begin to buy from the agent. They just need to, in Chinese, we call kai now. They just need to realize that it's possible that someone else take over as well. This is the data for the last 7 years, right? And we are very clear, we are here for education, and we're here to really create the ripple effect of positivity in real estate market. Next. So the biggest gap is not income gap to me. It's not saving also. Many Singaporeans are hardcore saver. The biggest gap is knowledge gap. I think that with the partnership with Orange Tea and Thai, the goal is to capitalize on the biggest opportunity in the next few years, which is knowledge gap, and how I took many companies in Southeast Asia through the system of using education, and of course, how I took I Quadrant using education to the next level as well. So if we fight the same battle together, the battle is helping consumer to transform their mindset and grow together. So what do we really teach in I Quadrant? Okay, that's the main thing. Do we really teach 10 people share one property, each own 1% or not? So you hear all this online stuff, right? The very sad reality is this, that every time we mention anybody online, we add more fame to them. So the sad truth is most of the time we don't mention anymore. We just, whatever lah, let them say what they say. Because the ripple effect is that they finally catch attention because we mentioned them. So we decided to don't mention anymore. But the truth is, we don't teach the 20 people share one property. All of us do not use 1% of real estate to buy property. Our property, sadly, is not as preached online as very cheap. I wish it's very cheap, so I have many property in Vietnam and Bali. There was the rumors, oh, they buy cheap property to look good. Like, wow. I was just looking at my partners and say, oh, wow, if that's the case, we'll be so happy, right? So there's just a lot of misconception. I want to really share what we do under the veil, right? So the first concept is called passive doubling. We tell people that it's not real estate yield. If you choose the right property, especially many of you are also believer in resale property after speaking to some of the top leaders in this age right now and new launches, in the right new launches, you are able to, in next 5 years or 7 years time, buy and sell and see your cash grow by double or CPF grow by double. Yes, guys? So it's very possible and it's very passive, not like stock market, not like crypto. So we go through the numbers, the calculation with the consumer to let them understand the second thing, which is the big unbreakable pot. Because if they only have 200,000, 6% REITs will not retire them. But if they can grow the 200,000 to 1.6 million, there's a higher chance that 5% REITs can retire them, right? So the first goal is to grow a pot through real estate, right? And many concepts about reseeding, which is very important, that we manage to help a lot of agents, right, through our friendship in our community, unlock this potential. A lot of them hold on to old real estate, refuse to sell. They own one condo, own one HDB. They think it's holy grail. Never ever let go again. They say, now cannot do. That's why I hold. But they don't understand, owning the HDB could have been an opportunity cost of $1 million if they would have just sell and just buy and flip the cycle again. So we help them unlock this thing called reseeding, like how their money is very inefficient just because they are worried about buying something that's expensive. We talk about leverage very deeply. We talk about loan risk, to the point whereby they understand that it's okay to take loan, and as an investor, we can share in that perspective. We talk about criteria of buying property. We also talk about home investor. How do you make your home into an asset class whereby you can stay there, but over time, you're still growing your wealth, right? I'm not saying masonry is not good. I'm saying masonry might not be the best choice for investor category, right? Because a lot of Singaporean dream is to sell off their condo and then buy a masonry and then stay there, spend 500,000 on renovation for don't know what reason, right? And then that's the end, right? So our goal is to tell, hey guys, that might not be the best move, right? There's more move than that, right? So we talk about home investor as a concept to really change their mind, to see them to be more open to not just homestay, but homestay can be a good investment. We talk about loan structuring, because with limited income of a couple, how do we maximize loan to buy more property, right? We talk about sequencing. How do you buy property in the right order, whether it's industrial, overseas, or Singapore, so that you can amass multiple property without facing loan issue. Lastly, we also create global portfolio for them. At some point, they're pretty much done in Singapore. They are looking elsewhere, right? So we talk about global property. And the property that we talk about are the property that we personally believe and invested, right? So we are someone who put our money first. We invest, then we say, is it good or bad? Then we open up the case study to discuss with everybody. Yep. So that being said, right? So what is the I Quadrant strength? So I know this video is gonna leak out anyway, but doesn't matter. It's meant for like that one photo alone with orange tea already spread, don't know until where already. But I know this video is gonna leak out, but it's okay. But I still want to share what is the strength of I Quadrant with orange tea as a under the veil to show you all why this is a very powerful machine that we built, not as a consumer point of view now, but as a company point of view. So this is the system. So what we do, right, is that with our intense research ourselves, we educate our customer. Our research is not on real estate market. It's also research on how consumer behave. How can we move consumer to understand real estate is good. So when we educate them, they become motivated. But motivation is one part of sales. The second stage, we take them through a knowledge cycle and clarity. So when they go through a portfolio planning with us, which all our portfolio planners are non-agent. The criteria is full-time hire by us, non-agent, minimally need to own 4 property and above, right? Then they earn the rights to share. With that, right, they have confidence, because to us, confidence is not through how good a real estate is. Confidence is that they have exact clarity of numbers. So we take them through a second stage. Then lastly, we influence them to take action based on how we present differently. They become ready buyers, right? So it's a 3-step process, right? So we want to add motivation, we want to add confidence, and we want to make them be ready for sales. That's why in the past, we have done some bulk deals in Singapore residential before. We have done industrial property before. Our highest strength, next slide, right, is this that was happened in the past. A few years ago, there's a building called UB Point. UB Point was a strata title building. What we do was working along with a real estate company, a known brand in the industry, top 3, right? As a license, so it's legal. But we negotiate with the landlord ourselves because it's strata title for a very good price for our community member. Through partnering with said brand, which is what we hope to do with Orange Tea as well, we managed to negotiate for a good price for our investor, and we transacted 74 units within 2 days of an industrial property. I have already sold that unit and I make 40+% return, year-on-year return. I make about 120% return based on my cash. So these are our track record. So the goal of education is that we have motivated, confident, ready investor with the ability to purchase within 14 days upon activation. And I think that's a very powerful thing that we have built over time. Does that come with a very hefty sweat, blood, and tears and money? The answer is yes, because we had to combat through online conversation. People talk about us. We had to combat through what we believe in. We have to take painful time personally to meet them. We have monthly session of market insights that we meet them monthly. We have MLS event that we book down the biggest convention in MBS just to have a session to talk to them as well. So there's a lot of high touch that created this success. And also, there's a lot of personal investment that created this success, whereby we ourselves are someone who invested our money in the real estate that we believe in. And that's our core, right? So we will not promote something that we don't believe in, right? That's the thing. So a lot of us ask us about Vietnam new launch, Cambodia, Philippines, we don't know. But if we know, we will be interested, we'll put our money. That's the simple answer. So now that you hear a little bit about I Quadrant, I hope it's not too truncated, but just some understanding of what we really do. So I want to talk a bit about the collaboration. Maybe Jermaine was a little bit brief on that day, right? Or maybe she's quite mesmerizing that people cannot understand the content, right? So let a boring man explain the partnership to you guys, right? So with the collaboration that I was very excited about, it was brought to me by our KEO, right? And our friend and Raymond together, and we decided, hey, is there any space that we can collaborate with Orange Tea, right? And understand the value, and of course, personally knowing Lester myself, so I really love the vision of Orange Tea and where you guys are right now. We decided to go on this, never been done before, and I would dare to say exclusive partnership with Orange Tea. So this is not an open partnership, this is an exclusive partnership with Orange Tea. Next. So the vision is very simple. Okay, so I read it now. Sorry, I'm blocking. The vision is to use the power of education to support individuals to invest in real estate. That's all. So the vision is very simple. So how can we, as I Quadrant, come in and use the power of education to help people make more real estate investment? Okay? So with that vision, right, there's a few partnership parameters that was laid out in a beginning form of the MOU, and it will be developed way further, way deeper, because it is not something that we want to set in stone on day one. It's something that we want to develop with a long-term partnership with Orange Tree. It's a very big move for us. We have never once said yes to a real estate agency. People has always see us being unbiased forever, right? So this is a move that we had to find ways to share with our community member why working in Orange Tree will help 4,500 investors and their friends, because the ripple effect is about, I would say, about 13,000 plus people who are actively investing in our projects and what we recommend as well. So this was what happened. Anybody was there? Anybody? Anybody was there? Yeah. Awesome. I really want to make it there, but I'm overseas. So I'm gonna do a brief sharing, the intent, because I think the intent is most important. The intent will then map out with the exact parameter and the numbers. Would that be okay, guys? But if we miss the intent, we don't understand why are we partnering together, right? Next. So the first intent, right, is to give special access to our OTT agents, right? So what do I mean? Only if you are Orange Tree agents, you are able to get special access to our training and our program. So I think there's two benefits. First of all, you're gonna get exclusive way discount compared to everybody in the public. We are talking about right now at this maturity, which is also a common misconception, our program is actually at $300+, right? And they get access of everything. It's not what people say like what $3,000-4,000. With $300+, you get access of everything, every month, every event. Sometimes you pay a token fee for a live event because people don't turn up. So very sian. So we put a token fee so people, that's about it, right? And Orange Tree agents will get it at a way subsidized rate, right? Just for the sake of covering costs. Why is there two benefit to me? Is because you can also see how we educate the new way of strategy to get buy-in from consumer to buy real estate. Number two is also, you can also see some of the interesting strategy that we have been deploying, right? So one is to see how we get consumer to buy in. Number two is to see the interesting strategy that we personally practice, right? So this is only for Orange Tree agent. Next is also, if any clients is referred by an Orange Tree agent, they will have unprecedented special price outside of what we offer to our main client as well. So this is a very big move for us. That means if they are affiliated with an Orange Tree agent, they will have special access and special price. Everything will have a special price because they are affiliated with Orange Tree, right? Because we rather have a whole group of people that endorse the same principle together, we move forward. So that is something that we want to introduce as well. So if your client is interested to learn, or you fed up, you cannot tell your client off, they just keep making wrong move. You send them here, we teach them one round, and then we return back to you, right? And then they make the real estate action. That's as simple as you get, right? Yeah. So that, which means is the next step. With our ongoing system, every of the clients that you guys brought into I Quadrant will be permanently tagged to the agent. So there will not be any concerning worry of will there be cannibalism or will there be someone who speak to them to sell them other product. It will be permanently tagged to the agent. As of right now, it is not a difficult tag move to do it, right? So once it is tagged to you guys, it's permanent. So which means if someone else try to refer them again to I Quadrant, it will not work because it's now permanently tagged to you guys, which means through our residential master classes, through our home investor classes, through our overseas classes, right, as long as they get motivated to buy, we will refer, or after their portfolio planning, we will refer back them to the agent who is being tagged to follow up, to share the conversation we have with them, and the agent will take on to follow up with the transaction, right? That's the pie that we are not involved in. And we hope that it's at least a partnership so the conversation keep going on. And this move we have never done before, so we hope this is showing our sincerity of the integrity of the system, that if we want to partner together, we want to make sure it's fully tagged. Next. Also, on this note as well, if they even buy any other overseas property or was introduced to them, and hopefully through our partnership with our Orange Tree International, right, it will automatically be tagged under all the agents that bring in to the I Quadrant funnel, which means if you actually refer someone in and you disappear and they decided to buy property through our system, it will be tagged under you, the commission will go under you. That's how we want to run it, right? In the highest integrity way. So in this case, if you rest upon our theory and you believe in our mission, we are not here to go against the agent who is together launching this together. So every month we have other events. Every quarter we talk about interesting opportunity as well. And those comes from a further collaboration with Orange Tea in this layout of the MOU as well. So this is just a start. And our goal is to find the first pool of Orange Tea agents who want to say yes to us, right? And then we're going to do a very curated special session to really speak more on the full detail of it, because it's not easy for us to reach out to 3,000 Orange Tea agents. But we believe if we do our best for the first pool of leaders or people who want to collaborate with I Quadrant, and if it's good, then there will be ripple effect. Then it will make our effort pay off together. We'll all grow together as well. So, like I say again, this picture will be anyway spread around all the very simple one. People will take anyhow spread. But anyhow, I just want to put the faith here is that this is a move that ultimately helps a consumer. Yes, if they make informed choice to buy real estate, they don't go into funny stocks, over leverage option, crazy crypto, they all win. At the end of the day, the rest is not on commission and sales. The rest is on people transforming, making better real estate decisions. To me, that's the only reason why, no matter what people are saying about I Quadrant in the past, we still grow strong, because you cannot escape from physical ROI and result. And if people keep making returns, you know that you have a sound decision, right? And that's why we want to do this together with Orange Tea. We believe that with this partnership, there'll be more things that we might iron out. But at the same time, this will be the parameter. So to summarize, right, we want to work with Orange Tea. We want to make sure that Orange Tea will get very exclusive access to I Quadrant membership and program. And if the agents want to see what we do or see how we do buy-in, perfect chance to come in. If the agents want to send their clients to learn from us as a third-party unbiased voice to then come back to them again to do transaction, right, it'll be perfect. For us, we have time optimization because we do not do just one to one, we do in mass. So it's okay for us. We just mass convert, share with them about some principle why they should be doing real estate, then going through. Yeah. So with this, actually, I Quadrant is 5%. A lot of people think it's 4%. So she's the one that carry all the heavy load. And then the four people there talk. So actually, she's a very important person, part of the partnership. She's Chewy. She's also my co-host in Cafe Money. Okay. So in our YouTube channel, she will be really going through together with Raymond. You'll see maybe her face a lot more, because we want to really tie down this structurally properly. And we hope to not make this into a one-time off event. Like a rah-rah event, and then we just all have fun, right? We hope this can be a sustainable partnership, and we want to get a lot more feedback from agents on how we can really work together to create real estate miracles and result in the industry, whether is it new launches or resale market. So that's all. If you have any question, it's a good chance to ask now. But lastly, as a true blue seminar speaker, last slide, please. One more slide. Yeah. So there's call to action. No, but in short, right, the exact detail of the briefing was announced during the signing that day. It'll be an Orange Tea collaboration event that's happening, right? Only for Orange Tea agent. Jermaine, now, so a lot of people mistook this as a preview. It's not a preview. So it's not a preview to sign up for a program. Jermaine will be running through some of our principle or how we do real estate transaction, how we transform our clients, and also trying to find a group of like-minded first batch of our Orange Tea agent, right, that we can work closely with this collaboration. That's why it's not a public event. It's an Orange Tea agent event exclusively. So it's not like a sharing to join membership. It's a full collaboration details that will be reviewed on the event. If I'm not wrong, there's 2 days. Okay?
2 days to choose from. They can just attend one of the days.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all. All right.
Good.
You have any
I think very clear. I think let's give a round of applause for Benny. Thanks to him for making time to be here. And definitely, I look forward to seeing all of you to attend this course, if possible, if your time permits. But I think it's a very quick and sharp sharing. Any questions from the floor or from Zoom, please feel free to ask. Yes, Roy.
Hey, Benny, I'm Roy. Last year, I attended your Leader Summit.
Oh, wow.
I'm with you all for many years. I was in your community, and I think whatever you have shared, the causes, I think should be the same. What I've attended is the same. So thank you for coming and join forces with Orange Tea. on Friday, when I saw Jermaine, I say hi to her. I'm very excited because she and Sean, they came to me before, we had talked before about the property investment. And it's good to have you all, especially it will benefit me the most, is because you know Orange Tea, our age. So I'm one of the so-called the youngest ones still appear in the YouTube and do webinar.
Yes. I was about to ask,
Yeah.
will you appear on YouTube ads, right? I think I saw you.
So this is the thing that, you know, I'll be very excited. I have a community of around 800 plus people. So I only know how to focus, help people to buy Singapore property, but not UK. So I just want to understand a bit more that when you say that I send the people to you to buy UK properties, then maybe we need to separate talk about must have the blessing for Orange Tea, because I do not know what is a com like, what's a structure like,
Yes,
blah,
yes.
blah, blah, all these things. So definitely I will be the one who benefit the most with your presence. Okay, especially for UK properties.
So
Yeah.
the truth is, that's why is the details will need to iron out, and I would love to have a formal discussion with Orange Tea International.
Yeah.
Because this is a deep partnership.
Yeah.
Because I don't want a situation, which is why I say if I'm involved with Orange Tea, it had to be deep. Because I don't want a situation whereby there's cannibalism and agent feel that it's unfair, right? That's the 100% thing that I want to avoid from the first day of meeting with Orange Tea. Yeah.
Sorry, a bit vocal, so I may need to ask you two more questions. Is it okay? One is personal, one is about the overseas property things. Now, you see, the Orange Tea Internationals was headed by Stephen Tan, which is my boss for many years already. We have very good relationship. So when she wanted to do overseas, okay, I'm thinking of to supporting him. So Berkeley, we worked with them for so long. And I heard from Shirley that I Quadrant also have a contract with them. Orange Tea also have a contract with them. So I also don't know how later they go to you, then they buy Berkeley projects. Then how all the relation, I don't know how to do. So I was also in the dilemma, if I go to you, do I offend my good friend, my boss, Stephen Tan? If I come to you, then do I do? So I was also a bit blurred, don't know what to do right now. So this is a thing that I think I strongly believe that OT and I Quadrant should be able to know how to solve these problems and give us clarity. What should we do? That's the first thing that I need to clarify.
So the urgency to solve this is high to me, because as ABSD went bananas now, and new launch prices is high, right? Once people clock their 2 new launch or home upgraders clock in, right? When they have spare cash, they are going to turn to overseas. And we see this cycle happening every 10 years, right? You know, UK wasn't first strive. It was 10 years ago. There was a big UK, but we all know, right, that people are investing in UK. And there was a period of time that people were investing in KL and stuff, right? So I think for the next few years, there will be a trend going to overseas property. So if we solve this structurally early, then when it happens, we can boost posts. That means we can double down our effort, right? And do not face a integrity issue. So that's why I put it up front here to say it's further collaboration. I want to tie down the details so that nobody feel left behind in this journey. Especially client, we all know acquisition cost is extremely high these days. You build many years with friendship and everything, right? The last thing you want is to send to I Quadrant just to be diverted away. So we know very clearly this is the first time we partner with an agency, and that's the number one thing we will not make it happen. Yeah, so yes, we have an urgency to solve that.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I would like to hear more details about your com sharing, because I know you hold a lot of projects in UK. We are excited. In fact, yesterday I just done my market insight. So I told my community that, you all should also can consider to buy UK property, just put money one time, how you let price increase, to take out equity loan, then use the money to roll for second one to a fourth one of that. So this is what I paint the picture to them also. But I'm not really sell yet. So now with your presence, I will be very happy.
So please be part of the first founding team of OTT I Quadrant collaboration, because this would really help us to share, especially for someone who attend the program, why and what we do. Thank you so much for sharing.
And also to just add on a little bit to this overseas collaboration part is that what we want to extend to the agents in Orange Tea is also the post-purchase support that we have already established with our community members at this moment in time, because we are already in overseas property for so long. So we want to extend that,
Thanks, Chui. She brought a very big point. That's why I grabbed at her mic. It's very big, because can I share with some consumer data? Very important. These are insider data that I heard over time, right? That when someone buy an overseas property, going through completion, right, the dropout rate is close to about 50% or even higher. So when someone buy, the completion rate, right, is less than 50%, right? And it's common. So we, in I Quadrant, private data, we have a completion rate of 99.9%. So is that 2% that don't know what happened? You get it? So that's why it's not 100%, very sadly, right? It's not 100%. So why developer want to work with us? Because we have 99% completion rate. What does it mean? It means that it comes from a very deep post support. I have an entire team in KL, post supporting loans, post supporting conversation. We work with letting agency and all these deep stuff as well. So this conversation is not just about overseas, but I mean, since you brought about overseas, right, is that we have to go through blood, sweat, and tears to figure out our SOP to support through our clients over the past few years. And we hope we can bring this skill set along with Orange Tea. So we are not just an agency and an education company that come together to promote property. We actually help them through the journey. I think that's more meaningful. They actually get a loan. They actually live up to the standard. They actually sell and actually make money. I think that's the key thing, rather than buying and then loss. Very common. Yeah, that's what we are trying to avoid.
So the last question is a personal question. That what do you think Singapore property market now?
I think we have all known that interest rate is trajected to go down. Market is always 6 month lag. If you look at the new launch spaces, a lot of people are still using the high interest rate thinking when they are buying a new launch, which is a wrong thinking, because by the time they would have completed their project, right, interest rate would have been a different conversation, right? Which means when interest rate drop, affordability increase. So if someone want to buy a new launch today, and 3 years later they sell sub-sale, right, they would have seen a huge capital appreciation because the affordability will be different. So people are not making decision based on exit. They are making decision based on purchase. So actually now is the best time to go in, because in 3 years' time, the exit is easy. So 3 years ago, buying is easy because it seems like everything is growing up, but the exit now is tough. We know there's stagnant in the market for selling property. So I'm very optimistic in local and overseas property today. The consumer is just lack of education to know that they shouldn't make decision based on today's market. They should make a decision based on 5 years later when they sell, how easy to sell. So I think that I'm extremely optimistic with resale, EC, new launch Singapore property as well, and even resale condo in a certain area in Singapore. So I'm very big in Singapore real estate right now. It's just that consumers are so frightened when they couldn't take a loan, or when their bill come from their mortgage, they realize that it's close to double their monthly mortgage, right? And they couldn't accept this reality, but they will soon adjust. So if those who adjust earlier will have advantage.
So you think will there be a price correction, or you think that the price will continue to go outwards?
I think you see ABSD is 20+%. So if real estate market actually drop 10%, people will all jump in to buy already. So I think that there will not be a major correction in Singapore market. A lot of people is very worried about major correction. It's no longer Asia financial crisis saga right now. It's a very different market, right? And 90+% of people are homestayer. So there was an era where HDB price plunged. I don't know if you all remember. I don't want to say which minister era, the plunge, right? So what do Singapore do when real estate price plunge? They only have one reaction: sian, do nothing. So that's all. So it is not a highly investor-driven market. So even though real estate price plunge, they have the power to just don't do anything and stay there and just wait it out, right? So people are not considering all these factors, and that's why the market is all-time high on fear. I mean, then don't sell long. Like, it's like, this way. I mean, it's really just like that on the ground, because this is not a PSF market. This is an affordability market, which is a Singaporean upgrader mindset, right? So it's about 95% of Singaporeans. So I'll follow the upgrader mindset forward to see where is the biggest trend for upgrade as well. And also, a lot of people has not see the power of North-South corridor, because it's built for too long until people numb already. And actually, the North-South corridor effect will happen in the next 5 years. So I'm a nerd, so I like to talk real estate stuff. Sorry, so I extend beyond that. Yeah. So that's my opinion for Singapore market.
Thank you very much, Benny, for your sharing. Just for your information, that I already also reached a stage. I want to look for successor. My strength is to buy below the intrinsic value. In fact, your team are fit into my criteria. that how to use intrinsic value to buy undervalued property, always buy low and sell high, even in today's market, in recession market. So I really hope that we can work together closely.
Thank you.
I
Thank
does
you
not
for
represent
sharing.
Orange Tea, but I do represent myself on this matter. Thank you very much for the collaboration. Thank you very much.
Is there any more questions?
Thank you, Roy. Any more questions from the floor? There's no questions from Zoom. Everyone just keeps saying great session, wow, and
Thank you. Thank you.
it's positive so far.
I think it's maybe I share a little bit more, right?
Yes.
I think both sides went in with a little bit of a leap of faith. I can definitely tell the skepticism in our Orange Tea side, because you have to be skeptics, right? I mean, it's just Singaporean, right? For us also, right? Because it's a big agency, like we are just like an education company, right? But despite that, we pull through the MOU and we say yes, and we say we want to partner, and we really want to be a big force to show people that we don't just have to show flashy car, and our client can benefit as a community. So that's us, right? We don't just have to always show off branding, right? Because the true brand comes from client result. So if I can bring this brand together with Orange Tea, right, then we all win. There is a humble ground. It's a solid foundation of helping client, right? And I think after speaking to so many people on Orange Tea, right, it's really that vibes that we are very excited to work together with. Yeah.
And after the meeting that time, actually we were talking about it ourselves, and I think that the Justin Raymond and the top leader of Orange Tea really has a lot of visions and foresight to see how to take Orange Tea to the next level with this collaboration. So we are actually very excited about the collaboration, and we are very determined to make sure that the things will work well on the ground when it's rolled out to the agents. Yeah.
Yep, that's definitely what we have. Very good vibes. Just one more question. Any more question from the ground? Yeah, Lawrence, I pass you the mic.
Hey, hi, good morning. Thanks for sharing. I'm Lawrence. I like your forward thinking in terms of real estate investment. May I consult you, looking forward, the interest rate is definitely coming down. Based on local sector, which area will we be looking at to park your money at the moment? As in residential, commercial, industrial, or any particular district or any specific projects, if you don't mind to share.
As of a week ago, there was a tripartite decision that was made that every employee have to consider work from home arrangement seriously and have the SOP to consider that, and before they can be rejected, right? So the commercial market will take a hit to me, because when all the government sector become a 4-day work culture, everybody will take a big pain. It's either that price goes up by 20% because productivity from Friday dropped to 4-day, right? It's either price of everything go up by 20% to keep up with the low productivity of workforce, or big expensive ticket item had to be stripped away. One of them being commercial office rental, right? So I am very worried about the commercial market, to be honest, right? So to me, but is there pockets? There's always pockets, right? I think that because there's so many new launch this year, if I'm not wrong, it's like 20 plus new launch this year, I will see the next 6 months, right? There will be a very interesting time for new launch opportunity. So actually, I'm still very big in it. Fundamentally, to speak, residential is still a strong play. Definitely, resale EC is extremely crazy right now. It's a $1 million different from a condo, right? So affordability standpoint to speak, most people who only have so much money will upgrade to EC. So EC will see a very strong push in price point in the next 3 years to come. So that's my speculation. Whereas for industrial property, because it's highly speculated and rolled up by different real estate investment group, so it presents a very dangerous opportunity if you buy the wrong building. Because maybe I can share about this thing. A lot of times, right, people think that the last 3 transactions of a property determines the valuation of a property. Does it make sense? Last 3 transactions, right? But in many legal cases in the past, when it is a very controlled syndicate environment, whereby in the industrial property where people just like sell higher just for the sake of refinance, right? The government will catch up. So all I can say is that I Quadrant don't do such things. And because there are speculative people in the market, right? So industrial property at the wrong building can present a very dangerous trap, even though it's highly promoted now. We'll not mention name, but we'll just say you have to be very critical on it. So I would say generally it's still okay, but I wouldn't want to go to building name today. I don't want to go to like which building can buy. Yeah, just that industrial, very limited. We saw a few still at the Woodland area, still possible. Because we are still about to buy more industrial as well. Yeah.
So,
She's also about to sell one also. Yeah. And we see the heat in industrial. But I think residential play is something that is true blue, and Singaporeans should still 99 want their way to buy two. I said if it's possible. Yeah.
I can't buy EC. And residential ABSD, I also don't know how to buy. Yeah. So industrial, I know what you mean. We don't have to mention names. I understand what you're trying to say. As a commercial office space, I also share your views because San Francisco was also badly hit. So a lot of officers here are facing a lot of vacancy issues as well. So that's the reason my earlier question, since you are very good in terms of real estate investment, where will you park your,
The hard answer to accept is overseas. The hard answer to accept is overseas, right? Because it sounds risky, but actually it's not risky to me because we're talking about a country where it's not controlled by government using cooling measure. It grows and it falls based on market response. So overseas is where a lot of my portfolio lies as well. But I don't think it's an endorsement of overseas today, but that's why I didn't want to mention. But to me, I'm a big proponent after setting your RESI, you should consider overseas. But RESI is first. So anyway, just to let everybody know, our stand is that every Singaporean should settle their Singapore residential first. I don't care how expensive, you settle first. So there's also a misconception, I think, that we only push overseas, probably not so true. So when people meet us, the first goal is to tell them to fix, upgrade, confirm their Singapore residential game first, surplus, then we talk about where to invest. Yeah, so my take is definitely overseas. I'm going to KL 2 weeks later to actually meet a few key developers to tell them off why Singaporeans are not buying. Yeah, because the spec they built is off, the Airbnb return is not accurate because the Airbnb projection is only 50% occupancy rate, so it end up it still doesn't help. So I'm going them to tell them about layout design, to build it true to what Singaporean can finally buy, right? So this is what I'm doing. So this is the micro level that we do right now, just to wake them up because they will always ask us for our opinion because we move volumes of overseas property. So yeah, so I'll say Malaysia is slightly dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but there's always pockets that open up.
If you don't mind my last question, since you mentioned overseas is a good investment, I noticed that a lot of people prior to that have actually invested overseas, whether individuals or big corporations. But our Sing dollar are just too strong. So when you invest overseas, how do you hedge against the currencies invested?
Very good.
Thank you.
So the biggest question is Forex risk. Quite interesting. We suddenly go into a real estate strategy conversation. I thought it's a partnership conversation. Yeah, but I love it. This is where I nerd out, right? So you think about it, right? If you buy a Malaysia property, no money down. You pay your mortgage in RM, you receive a rent in RM. So you have zero Forex risk. So the biggest problem with overseas property is you need to embrace loan. The moment you have loan, your risk is very low. For example, if you take 70% leverage for UK property, you are exposed to 30%. So even though currency dropped by 10%, your net impact is only 3%. So the most important part about overseas, right, actually is not to pay full cash. It's to really embrace loan because loan will help you to reduce Forex risk. So that's what we teach in our class also, because we need to let people know why are we obsessed with leverage. It's not just for the sake of like dangerous. In fact, it's safer. Today, if you pay full cash for a property in JB, I mean, it's going to be 1 Sing to 5 RM, right? One day. When I say this in the past, nobody believed, right? Once you hit 3.5, then most people come to me say, hey, bro, you're right. I say, because Singapore economy is just doing too well, right? You get it? Because of the whole investment nature. So if I have $0 down for Malaysia property, then, you know what I mean? Then, so that will be my number one goal. Can I take leverage for the property?
Very good answer. So that's one last question from Yvonne on Zoom. What will happen if the person that they introduced already in I Quadrant database?
That's why we need to iron out all these nitty-gritty detail, right? Because some of them but I'll say I'll openly say,
yes,
we follow the whole developer new launch market, right? 2 agents go to a developer, quarrel about whose client is it, right? Then the developer say who give the check.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, because there's just too many ways to measure like who first, right?
Yes.
So we just had to stick to, unfortunately, we had to stick to one principle which we'll decide together, and then that principle will be precedent. Because
Yes.
there'll be too many anomaly cases.
Yes.
So, sorry, I
Yes.
cannot answer properly, Yvonne. Yeah, I apologize.
Good answer. Fair answer, I would say. So yeah, Yvonne also say okay. So any last question from the floor? I believe it's a very fruitful session. You agree with me? Yes. And
Yeah, lastly, also, if there's opportunity as well, we don't know where this is going to go. I would love to share my marketing experiences, my business experiences with our Orange Tea agent as well, because my background is business building. My three other founders are real estate investor on steroids. Okay, that's them, right? But I'm a business builder and I built multiple businesses of real estate in Southeast Asia. So I hope to bring that experience also once the partnership get deeper as well. And hopefully we can really teach real marketing to agents rather than what sounds good but doesn't work. Yeah.
thank you, Benny. Thank you for all of you. And I hope that you all have scanned your QR code. Make sure you join us. I think you will gain even much more coming to listen from them. And I believe this 1 hour session is very, very fruitful. Yes, so I'd like to end it here. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Chewy, for your time. And I look forward to see you all at the workshops. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.